Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Catacomb Kids. You guys know that I am a fan of roguelike-ish, roguelite-esque games, whatever you want to call them. I'm not going to get into that anal dispute, and not that it's a dispute about something to do with, you know, things that proctologists would be concerned with, but rather, anyway. It doesn't really matter. This is an early access roguelite. It entered Steam Early Access on this past Friday, if I remember correctly, and I played in about 90 minutes over the course of this weekend, and I've talked to Nick a lot about it as well. By the way, it is, I believe, $16 USD in its current state, $18 Canadian, if my memory serves. Nick's been playing a lot of it. Nick is a huge fan of this game, and he's been talking about maybe starting a series on it, so I was like, you know what, I'll check it out myself. I'm not necessarily as overwhelmingly positive as Nick, but there's a lot of interesting ideas here, a lot of, you know, work in progress stuff that looks cool. A couple things holding me back, but we're going to get started here, and I'll explain just what the heck is going on here. And do keep in mind, of course, this is an early access alpha. There's a disclaimer on the front of the screen, like the splash screen when you load it up, that is basically like, it's early, some things are buggy, everything's subject to change, and I should reiterate that. This is your disclaimer. As with anything in early access, buyer beware. What you're seeing right now might not necessarily be representative of the final product. It might be substantially better, I don't know. It could just totally shit the bed and get terrible when it comes out. Anyway, we're going to start a new game. It is a roguelite, similar to something like, I mean, the most actually prevalent and relevant comparison would be Vagant, or Vagante. I never figured out how to actually pronounce it. It was like a 2D action platformer roguelite, so it's not necessarily like Spelunky. It's definitely not like The Binding of Isaac or FTL or something like that. Chasm is also a pretty good example. If you're familiar with those, you can look those up online, or, you know, I have videos of both of those on my channel as well. I've played a lot of it so far, but my average run ends up being like 90 seconds long. They're really, really punishing. So, for right now, I only have, well, I guess those classes aren't even in the game yet. I only have the Poet and the Bully unlocked. So I'm going to play as the Bully, kind of like the standard physical class. Whenever you spawn in, you have the choice between 6 different units that are randomly generated or procedurally generated, and all have different abilities, different stat points, and different equipment as well. So if you look at the interface here, you can see their stat screen on the left side. Strength is the damage you do. Defense is basically, it's not really the HP you have. I think it's more like your resistance to damage. Like, if your defense is higher, it makes your enemies more likely to do the lower end of their strength range, if that makes sense. Speed is your movement speed and your attack speed. Magic is the magical energy, which is that lightning bolt represented by the pink there. Intelligence, I believe, influences the rate at which you can learn new spells, and luck just influences things positively if you have anything involving a dice roll. Also, they have 4 traits. So we've got Magical Weapon, Breath Holder, Poised, and Loud. Some of these are good, some of these are bad. Loud means that enemies will be able to find us more easily because we'll kind of be like heavy-footed, so when we land from a height, it'll make a noise and the enemies will come find us. Breath Holder means we can spend more time underwater. I actually don't know what Poised means, but you can see as that changes as we go along here. And also, there is equipment on the far right side. I'm just going to, usually I choose whoever has the most HP, which would be one of these 2 units. Bad Swimmer Clumsy, Bad Swimmer Messy Eater. This seems okay. I choose whoever has the most HP because I'm terrible at the game. And expect me to die a lot here, by the way. Oh, come on. Don't make me fight somebody right off the freaking bat. I'll do my best to explain what is happening in Catacomb Kids, sorry. There's no timer or anything as far as I know, so we can take as long as we want here. This is a game that is all about experimentation and kind of strategic and tactical thought with the objects that you can interact with in your environment. There's a lot of traps, there's a lot of enemies, but the moment-to-moment goals for each floor are very simple. There's 1 orb of leveling on every floor that allows you to put 2 stat points into your character, and there's an exit. You want to get to the exit and get as far as you can, and hopefully upgrade yourself along the way. We can jump with the A button. I'm using the controller here, but there are keyboard controls that kind of use, you know, emulator-style controls of using, like, the C key and the X key in order to attack and jump. The controls have been a little bit of a sticking point for me. There are some things that are a little bit awkward right now. Climbing these ladders is awkward. Sometimes executing some stuff is difficult. Like, you can do a roll high jump, but when you have to do it, it's a little awkward to do it. Anyway, let's go find some enemies as we move here. We can also interact with our environment. Like, for example, we had this this bat that we killed. We can pick it up, and we can do some things with it. One of the things you might want to do is eat it. Again, a lot of it is experimentation. We'll just kill this thing here. A lot of it is experimentation, so I don't necessarily want to spoil it. But one of the things I have learned is that if you eat enough bat corpses, I think you get increased speed but lower defense. So we've got this ball of goo here as well. I want you to know that this is a melting ball of goo. It just disappeared, but it was in my inventory down there on the bottom left side of the screen. Let's do a jump here. I really like the chest animation opening. One of the things that, sure, we'll pick this up. One of the things that really sets this game apart is, ooh, that was a trap. One of the things that really sets this game apart is the, interesting kind of like interaction of things. We won't be able to create like burning balls of goo anymore, but if we can pick up like a skull, for example, I can demonstrate it. Maybe. We can use this skull to do like physics-related stuff in the environment. Like, there was a trap back here. Where was it? Up here? I don't want to get killed by it is the thing. Maybe I've lost it. Was it right here? Okay, well, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but we could use this to trigger a pressure plate that would actually, like, cause spikes to come down, and if we left it, like, let's say we just put the skull down right here on top of a pressure plate, the trap would stay deployed, so it might be safer for us to actually get through, because it would, you know, not be pushing down on our face anymore. But we had a flaming sword, and we attacked a ball of goo. Normally, we just get a ball of goo out of that, and we could use that, we could, like, throw it against the wall, and it would stick and allow us to accomplish, like, higher jumping puzzles, or maybe we could stick it to enemies or something like that. But because we hit it with a flame attack, it became a melting ball of goo, which meant it had like a timer associated with it. But oh, I got hit by a trap there. Should have demonstrated that. That's about my average run of Catacomb kids thus far. So let's start a new game and we'll just choose somebody like this. They have all good traits, so I'll take it. It's really interesting, and it does mean that this is a game that more so than many others requires a lot of experimentation to understand what the heck is going on. So those enemies are usually pretty strong. I only have 3 HP and I have what is this? Oh, I have a shield. Okay. You can block, like, just by pressing down here. These enemies are pretty nasty, but let's see if we can beat them. We'll wait for him to attack. Oh. Yeah, we'll get in there for a block. The combat is actually pretty good. Oh, we severed his arm there. Awesome. We could take his longsword, but I actually kind of like our axe here. We could also take his severed arm, and we could eat that, or we could throw it at an enemy, or, you know, any variety of things that we could do here. Let's take the ball of goo for now, though, and maybe we can do some demonstration. What? Oh! That was definitely a trap. You could hear the click, and now we can wind this up, I think. It should go without saying, you know, all these areas are procedurally generated as far as I'm aware. So see, you can stick that ball of goo to the wall, and then we could use that to climb, or maybe to, like, get around an enemy. Let's pick up this for a second, though. This is Temporal Tricks. So what this is a book, and if we hold B, we can actually learn a spell from the spell book. So we've got Slow. It alters the temporal continuity in beings to slow their passage through time. Haste, often grouped with the Chronomantic Arts. Haste is actually an enchantment spell that imparts great speed, so that makes us faster. Temporal Step briefly extends the user's existence through a stretch of time, violently disrupting anything caught in its weight. Or Undo. The hero Ease Ayaka's most prided spell. Undo allows one to revert to a previous state of existence in both time and space. That seems interesting. We don't have enough energy to use anything but haste, though, so we'll learn this. And then with left bumper or right bumper, we can actually cast the spell. But let's take this ball of goo with us for now. I want to see if we can accomplish something with it. So yes, experimentation is a principal element of this. See? Oh, we hit him with that. I thought we could stick him there. You actually can do this by, like... there's not really a crafting system. I guess he's just gonna run away, so I'm fine with that. But you can, like, by influencing... it's hard to explain because I've been so bad at it lately, or at all. But you can, like, get a bottle, drink the potion, put the goo in the bottle, and then you can find a campfire, and you can cook the bottle with the goo over the campfire, and then that'll give it, like, different properties. I know that sounds like it's a bunch of, like, Peter Molyneux-esque ridiculousness, but for real, it actually does work that way, and half of the fun, or a lot of the fun, is actually in that experimentation. If you didn't see or you didn't parse what happened there, don't feel bad. That was a little bit confusing, but I'll eat his arm again. I don't care. Maybe it'll give us some interesting properties. That kind of stuff does happen. And we'll pick up this bone. I don't know what we're going to do with it. But basically, potions work the same way they do in a lot of roguelikes or roguelites, where the effects of them are... Ooh, that's scary. I think I might have just burned that book. Yep, it got burned to ash. God damn it. The effects of them are unknown until you actually manage to use them a couple of times, or use them once. So I actually picked up a potion, I threw it at an enemy, and the enemy got frozen. And what that ended up meaning is that I could chop them up and break them before they were able to actually do anything to me, which is really cool. So you don't necessarily want to use the potions on yourself, although you can. If you wanted to, you could use the potions on an enemy instead, but it does work the other way sometimes. Like, you can throw a potion at an enemy, and then you'll see a message that they're getting stronger, so you hit them with, like, a potion of strength. But it'll still identify it for you, so maybe you can sneak away from them in the future. Like, it's a very novel way of playing the game. This is our orb of leveling here. That water is deadly, man. I'm gonna level up our defense so that we get extra damage reduction. And on your second level, you get the opportunity to get like an active skill if you want. So we could get Dire Block, attack just before being hit to do a strong parry, or Extra Tough, reduce damage from traps, fire, and electricity. And I'm gonna take that because I can't be trusted not to touch that stuff. So let's go here. And here's another thing that we can do. I hope that this actually manages to work. Some potions have elemental effects like flaming or freezing. The water is goddamn deadly. But we actually could freeze the water with the proper potion. Oh man, it didn't break. I'm an idiot. We could freeze the water with the proper potion, thus allowing us to walk over it and ignore those piranhas. I really thought the rock would break it, so we're just going to ignore that for now. Let's go back and get this chest. We haven't been spotted yet. That's our exit door. We got a warm knife, which gives us extra speed, which I don't care about. No, 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 no. Oh, he got me. You start with so little HP that it is really, really easy to just find yourself dying. A lot of enemies will actually one-hit you. So let's try it again because it's an interesting game. And actually, I found myself the first couple of times I played it, I found myself legitimately not enjoying it that much just because I died so quickly. And I was always like, oh, it's the controls' fault. You know, I try to jump on a ladder and I fall into the spikes instead. The more I play it, the more I like it. Oh, I can't believe I made it out of that. The more I play it, the more I like it. I still think that there is an issue with the controls in their current state. Yeah, we got screwed there. It just doesn't feel great on the 360 controller yet, and that actually is a big problem for a game like this where, you know, let's see, there you go, more tanky character here, where execution is extremely important. Like, you need to be, that wasn't just, you know, a pun about us murdering things here, but we need to, you know, be able to parse our environment or traverse our environment effectively. And, you know, it's not necessarily 100% the game's quote-unquote fault. You know, there is a little bit of a, ooh, yeah, I think we're okay with our existing hammer. There is a little bit of, you know, having to learn the language of how to move through the game yourself. You know, in Spelunky, it takes a long time before you get to the point where you're comfortable, you know, running everywhere if you want to do that, and, you know, using your shotgun to do extra jumping damage or jumping height and stuff like that. Seriously, this guy's still alive? Oh. No! Not today! Not today! I think he got hit with a potion of regeneration, which is why he's kicking the crap out of me and will probably kill me, yeah. That's the potions can backfire like that. But I do think that, you know, I'm not a game designer or a game developer, so when I go, like, I feel like an asshole. I'm like, you know, the controls could be tighter. I don't know what that means. You know, I wish I could just say, hey, crank up the X value, you know? But something about it just doesn't necessarily feel fantastic. But it's an interesting game. Oh, no, I really wanted that potion. It's an interesting game in and of itself just because of the degree of experimentation that can happen. Oh, spikes kill you instantly. I forgot. I really wanted that potion, though. Which is stupid because it could have been a potion that, you know, lit me on fire or turned me into a block of ice. But I wanted to know. And that kind of pursuit of knowledge is what really keeps it engaging. And, you know, the fact that every single game lasts, at least for me, about 90 seconds. I know Nick told me he had like a 12-minute run. I'm very, very jealous of that. This should be a trap. I jumped up into it. That's another thing. I'm gonna blame myself for that one, but to get down through a platform, you double tap instead of, like, you double tap down instead of tapping the directional button. Sorry. You double tap down instead of holding down and pressing jump. It's just it's a quirk. And that's my fault for not remembering. But still, it's different than other games. Takes some getting used to. Alright, so now we've identified that. It's a potion of burning. I don't want to attack this one. I'd rather just pick it up and then see what it does. Verdant Potion. Alright, so that's a potion of lightning, so we're gonna get the heck out of there. We can bounce on enemies if we want to. That guy lived? I'm actually a little amazed. We get a ball of goo. We could eat it. I don't really want to eat it. I don't know what happens, but I don't want to eat it. This guy's got his own potion in his hands, I think. Where you going, dog? Where you going? I don't think you see me. Not my best idea.
There's someone there.
Hey. Oh, it's gonna explode! Oh, I really thought I could get out of there. Okay, let's try this again. As we get further and further along, I'll talk more about how I actually feel about Catacomb Kids, but, you know, you should sense from this that I'm having a fun time playing. There is the occasional frustration that I would consider, you know, fairly common in early access releases. Oh, I thought maybe we can get him caught on that trap. Oh, they got trapped in the top! That's so cool, okay.
Over here.
Let's see if we can do it again. Yeah, get on top, get on top, get on top. AI maybe is not The strongest suit. Oh, they severed all of our body parts and we all died there. You might be saying, and I know that there's going to be people out there, and some of you, by the way, you know, maybe you backed this on Kickstarter or you bought into the early access release. You're probably saying, Northern Line, you're terrible at this game. I am. But I feel like, you know, it's true to the experience of the game to not just look up a bunch of stuff on the wiki or something like that and actually, you know, experience it for yourself. Although you're obviously entitled to play the— oh, I don't want to be here. You're obviously entitled to play the game however you want to play it, you know. It's your hard-earned money. Yeah, I got screwed there. Just bad luck. Let's take this guy. Low HP, but he's got all good traits. We can see what those traits do in greater detail as well. Remind me to do that. Chat that will be watching this video, you know, later on in the future. There we go. Blue potion is the potion of invisibility, so we can actually drink this. We should have saved it in case we encountered some difficult enemies. Oh, there's another thing going on up there. Oh, we have an orange potion as well. It's warm to the touch. I'm gonna throw this on an enemy. Oh, Jesus, we lived. It didn't land. They still don't know I'm here, though. And after I attacked them, they did. But you should know that in spite of the frustration, I'm mostly having fun with Catacomb, kids. And it's the constant kind of like quest for knowledge that makes it so engaging. Even though I have a little bit of some gripes with the controls, and even though I'm god-awful at the game, there has been a lot that has made me enjoy it. Now, does that mean that I'm necessarily recommending this? We crushed him with the boulder there. That was pretty good. Does this mean that I'm necessarily recommending this in its current state? No, it does not. Let's see if we can do the roll jump here. But I do think this is the kind of game that should be... like, maybe I can't roll because... yeah, maybe it's too small. I do think it's the kind of game that, if you're a fan of roguelites, teleportation trap there, it should be on your radar because it really accomplishes some cool things. The number one, like, cardinal sin, as someone who ends up playing a lot of roguelites, is genericness. You know, you play a lot of games that are like, this is like the Binding of Isaac, but it's kind of... let's try to drink this. Poison. Alright, so I should be dead. Unless maybe this is like a healing potion down here. You notice I'm like sticking to the walls, which you have to do to some extent. That's an empty bottle? No, wait a minute. That's not an empty bottle. Crimson potion, there we go. Let's drink it. Frozen. Alright, so now I'm definitely dead. But yeah, you play a lot of games that are like, this is the Binding of Isaac, but not quite as good. So, you know, for some people, they're like, cool, variety. But for me, I'm like, I would rather just be playing the Binding of Isaac. Or you play a lot of games that are like Spelunky, but not as good necessarily. And a lot of people go, ooh, variety. But I go, I'd rather just be playing, you know, mastering Spelunky. I'm not quite at the level yet that I would like to be at. This does something completely unique. And as such, it stands out just on its own kind of creativity, I guess is the way that I would put it. And that's interesting. Even if it's not, oh no. Even if it's not 100% there yet, I'm interested to see where it goes in the future, and I just got crushed by another trap. Okay, I recognize that we have not made it through a single level yet over the course of this video, and I feel bad about it. So we're gonna focus, and we're gonna try to do it. If you want to see some more high-level play, you might be able to do so on Nick's channel. But I'm not sure yet. Maybe he hasn't made the video yet. So, step one, I'm gonna pick up a ball of goo, so we have it for the future. What, is that a pressure plate? I think that's a pressure plate. Let's try to put goo on it. There you go. And that triggered the trap and gave us a little light up there so we could see that there was nothing that we really needed to get. Okay. Good stuff. We'll shake this open. We got unlucky with that chest. I don't want to go there because there's enemies there. I see a spell book up there in the top right. I hope you guys can pick that up in the video as well. Oh, there's a spell book here anyway. Deadly distance. All right. Let's look at what spells we can learn. Push. You can see the learning points. That determines how many spells we can learn. So we can only learn one. Magic Blast, Push, Frostbolt, Chain Lightning. We only have 2 energy, so I guess I'll take Push because it's the only thing that I can actually cast. Grab the Crimson Potion and we'll hold on to this. Oh, that's a trap. And we'll try to throw this on an enemy. There's the Orb of Leveling down there, by the way. I can throw this up. I wonder if I could, like, throw it up and then aggro him. It's cool to the touch, huh?
There's someone there.
Oh, I fucked it up. That's alright. I hit him. Maybe I can get him to get distracted or get hit by a trap or something. I can just avoid him. Yeah, okay. There's our exit. We should probably go, but I'm very worried that I'll fall on the spikes here. Hey, it was the potion. Oh, no! I was like, I killed him, but no, he disappeared because it was the potion of invisibility, so I should have taken that one myself. As you might expect, you know, this is true for pretty much all games like this, but the effects of the potions are randomized each time. It's not like you can just remember it from one to the other, I think. Alright. Let's try that again. That was the best one we've had. We almost got through one level. So we crushed the rat. You can eat the rat corpse if you want to. Plate mail of heat. Lower speed, lower int, better strength, better defense.
I like it.
I'll take it. We can also taunt, by the way. There's some voice work in the game.
Super duper.
It's pretty good. It adds a little element of character. I hate this area. Yep. I was too slow and I ended up getting hit by all those traps. So there's a situation where maybe our speed stat being low kind of fucked us. I can't end the video before getting... Oh, that guy seems pretty good. That lady seems pretty good. I can't end the video without getting down to one level. I routinely, by the way... See if we can sprint across here. Oh, that was dangerous. I routinely do beat levels in this game, I swear to God. I've just gotten some pretty terrible luck over the course of this video. There's our orb of leveling. I want to see what this potion does. Come on down. You're the next contestant on Get Fucked. It's a lightning potion. Lightning does damage you, but it also affects your mobility. So let's take some extra speed, because we have like low speed right now, thanks to our equipment. And we'll take some extra strength. I don't really use the active skills that much. I do want to take a look, oh man, I might die here. I do want to take a look at the character sheet as well. Let's do that before we die. So you can see what you get from each of the abilities that you've got here. So we've got Likes Hammers. Increase hammer skill by hitting enemies. There you go. So the more we hit enemies with the hammers, the more skillful we get. There's our hammer skill right now. It's a passive that probably gives us more damage or maybe a better crit chance. And then Poised. Reduce knockback and use items faster. So those are the skills we have at our disposal as of present. Come on. The bats are too good, man. I know a lot of people, you know, there are people, and I'm sure there's been comments on this video already. You know, as I'm recording it, those comments already exist within the minds and the hearts of the people. There will be people who are like, another indie game with, you know, pixel art or 16-bit aesthetic. I'm over it, you know? That's fine, you know, not every game has to be for every person. The game looks fine as far as I'm concerned. Yep, fell on the spikes there. The music is actually really, really good. The music and voice work adds a nice little element of character to it, and I don't always say that. But really the principal draw is this kind of novel approach to... it's not really novel, because I mean, I know that more traditional roguelites, or roguelikes, I should say, are all about experimentation. Am I a good swimmer? How did I get through that? Sneaky and poised. These piranhas are so annoying. Yep, they jump out of the water at you, but that gives us a good opportunity to test that if I could actually hit them with it. Oh, it's a poison potion. Or maybe we have a poisoned weapon. I don't want to go that way because those traps have killed me consistently. If they can iron out the issues with controls, and I encourage you, by the way, to watch other sources that have played this game. I know Josh has played it as well. There's our orb. We should try to get that. But how? But if they can iron out the problems that I have with controls, I could really see myself investing a decent amount of time into this game. You know, I'm just going to drink the potion. Regeneration. Okay, awesome. That was very lucky. We do have a dark arts book as well that we can learn from here. Shadow Cloak. So that makes us invisible and it takes 2 energy. I'm going to use that because I don't think I'm ready to fight these enemies. Not just because I haven't, you know, like leveled up very much, but also just because I'm like, you know, pretty bad. And I guess we're not going to get the orb. And there's the exit. All right, I have to try just to get to the exit. Don't let the boulder fall on you. That would be a bad way to end it. Holy crap, we finished 1 level in Catacomb, kids, and all of a sudden, I don't feel quite as bad about my inability to play video games. The ladders are annoying. They don't always, with the controller, work the way I would want them to. Some of the time they do. What? Was that like a flaming potion? What happens if I walk in it? Nothing. Okay. You'd be surprised. Can we... No, we can't quite reach that with a high jump. You can do a high jump. You can also do the rolling high jump, as I talked about earlier. The less I do the rolling high jump, the better it is for me. I don't know if I want that treasure chest enough to try to, you know, avoid the lava there. Okay. F off. F off! We do have a poison weapon. That's what it is. Alright. Let's see what we got in this treasure chest. Saber of Reach. Lower defense, higher strength, higher speed. Yeah? You can fall on him. Oh, he's sneaky. The rats oftentimes steal your shit, so you gotta be careful about that. Alright, climb up here. When you get going, like, on a good run, you kind of enter that flow state. where you're playing like the way that you feel that you should be playing, I'm gonna take the fence again, and let's get some extra strength. I mean, I'm pretty basic when it comes to that stuff. I don't want the active skills so much. When you get into that flow state on a run, it feels good. Like when you actually feel like you understand and can kind of improvise with what's going on, without just, you know, causing yourself to die on every single floor. And that would be the perfect way to end this video, is by me having like a 12-minute run where I'm actually, you know, pleased with my performance. So that was a poison trinket, or poison potion. Oh, okay. How are we gonna get this guy? Well, we have invisibility, so let's cast it. There we go. And now we should just be able to walk by him. And I'm guessing that our, not our boss, but our door is going to be up here somewhere. Hey! Pretty sweet. I know there's a book there. I just want to keep one active spell for now. And we'll exit. Okay. Now we're getting something. And I feel like this is a much better way to show the game off. You know, I feel like I might have done a disservice to it by being so bad at it earlier. But we got a decent spawn here. We picked up some okay equipment. And now we're starting to be able to work our way through this. Maybe as a direct result of that spell that we picked up as well. But, you know, considering our HP, there's many things that could kill us in... Oh, I didn't even mean to eat the slime. I meant to open the chest. There's many things that could kill us in, like, 2 hits. Many things that could kill us in 1 hit. We got a mana potion there. And, you know, traps in particular are just the worst. Can I put a rock inside of the bottle? I know you can put goo inside of the bottle. Bottle skull. There you go. Now we got a bottle with a skull in it. And, you know, we can throw that at an enemy. Smash it over them. They're not going to die. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, honestly, from a bottle full of skulls. But you can see, like, you really can interact with your environment in a very meaningful way. What do you think? Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but it worked out. You can interact with your environment in a very meaningful way, you know? Again, if you bottled some goo and then you found a campfire, you actually can... let's pick up some extra speed here, maybe. And why not some extra int as well? It gives you better energy regen. You can cook it and then do something with that, and it takes on the mercurial properties of whatever element you have as well. So I'm going to cast some invisibility on myself as I go through here, just because I'm a little worried about what I may encounter, or may not encounter, for that matter. But this guy, I wanted to avoid him. Got another treasure chest down here. I'm very thankful that they don't see, like... Yeah, I'll take the longsword. I'm very thankful that they don't see me, like, dripping. Oh, that's a real dude there. He doesn't know... Oh, he does know what's up now, but I've got him caught in the... I've got him caught! Okay, just run. We did get hurt a little bit there. That's okay, though. If we find more enemies, we'll, use more invisibility. I was worried about that. Oh, the rat might steal some shit. Okay, we made it down to the 3rd floor. A narrow passage lies before you. I've never actually made it this far, so I'm interested to see. I guess, like, half of the, or not half of the levels, but after a certain amount of levels, you get, like, a more linear one. Interesting. Stay away from me, please. Purple potion. Try to make it work. Yeah, there we go. This bat can fuck off as far as I'm concerned. Oh, we're gonna make it. This always happens with games like this. I suck really badly for like 15 minutes and then put together a run that is like the best one I've ever done. That's okay though. I think this is the most fun that I've had with Catacomb Kids so far. So if it had to happen at any point, I'm glad it happened over the course of the video. Oh, okay. We got hit by a trap. That's okay. We got some energy, so... Yeah, every spell... Oh, we got killed. Every spell only has a set number of charges, so I was a little bit wary about using our invisibility there. But anyway, this is Catacomb Kids. I've played, I guess now, that was like a half hour or so, I've played probably approaching 2 hours. The more I play of it, the better it gets. It's one of those games where, even though it looks simplistic and maybe even minimalistic, there's actually a lot of stuff going on here that takes a little while to wrap your head around. And it's always a good sign when the more I play a game, the more I get into it. Usually, you know, you might think that's intuitive, but usually the more I play a game, the more kind of bored you get. But this game, it's blossoming a little bit the more I play. That being said, I can't necessarily, in good conscience, recommend this as a must-buy in its current early access state. Controls a little iffy. I hope that that's something that can be worked on, and I know that's probably very nebulous and unhelpful feedback, but I do find myself slipping a lot, and it's 50-50 whether it's my fault or the game's, in my head at least. Maybe that's my own perception problem. In addition to that, there's some bugs. I've had it freeze once, and if you Alt-Tab, and I find myself often wanting to Alt-Tab when I'm playing a game that maybe, you know, has a half-hour long run or an hour-long run, my controller stops working and I have to use the keyboard controls. And I don't know about you guys, but I can't use, like, arrow keys and the keyboard for platformers. I can't do it. I know there's a lot of people out there that play like I Want to Be the Guy and other stuff like that do master keyboard controls like that. I need the controller. I'm an old man, can't learn any new tricks. But apart from that, even if you're not going to pick it up right now, which is maybe the safest choice, you should at least have this on your radar for when it actually comes out and as it gets further along in development. It's a very interesting game, a novel-ish anyway, approach to the roguelike genre by kind of pairing those elements of experimentation that are common in roguelikes and roguelites with action platforming, similar to Vagante. Again, I'm sorry, Vagante, Vag-Ante. Don't invite me to your poker game if that's how you play. But anyway, yeah, keep it on your radar as it gets a little further along in development. I'm interested to see how it develops. A little bit pricey in its early access state as well. You know, this is definitely it's priced at like, you know, $15 roughly is probably standard indie pricing right now, but still, you know, given how early on it is, those of you who are wary about stuff like that are perhaps right to be wary and take a more wait-and-see approach. But anyway, interesting game. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There will be a link to pick up Catacomb Kids on Steam below in the video description if you're interested. And, of course, if you liked the video, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more first impressions like this in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.